to another episode, and in today's episode we are going to actually see how I had made my equatorial platform. Now please do note that the videos that I will be showing today is of the equatorial platform that I had already made for 24° North Latitude when I was in my native place. However, this is not the manufacturing of the equatorial platform that we have designed in the previous episodes. That new design is yet to be manufactured, and probably in some months down the line when I start the fabrication, I will post another video, but that's for some other time. Now without any delay, let's get started.
So the step one is to draw the layout of the top and bottom plates onto a 16 mm plywood. As you can see, this is ready. I have used an engineering drafter mainly because it gave me quite a good accuracy and the reach. However, if you do not have an engineering drafter, please do use steel ruler and steel set square for better accuracy. Now here I didn't had a huge protector, so made a makeshift one for the north bearing. A major warning: if you do not know how to operate cutting tools, please do not take any risks. Go to your nearest carpentry shop and ask for help. These are the finished top and bottom plate. Now I had used a carpentry router machine for cutting the north bearing. Fixing the supports for the north bearing. Here are some of the block of hardwood, mainly shisham wood, that I have used for making the joints and the support ribs. Marking all the angles. Now, as I had stated here, all these were mainly made using hand tools. Some of the dimensions were not very accurate, so we did had to sacrifice one or two pieces of wooden blocks that had to be remachined to get the desired accuracy. Now this is the finished south bearing block. As you can see, perfectly aligns. I've used a needle bearing for the pivot at the south bearing. Now for fixing this with the top and bottom plate, I'm drilling the reference holes. So as you can see, the completed top plate. Now here I'm using a rough alignment without fixing anything. Just wanted to see if there are any gaps, or if there is a misalignment, then you would see that the bearings are not perfectly matching with the ball bearing support. You would see some gaps, and that's why before fixing everything permanently, we want to do this check. This is very important step. Now I did had access to one lathe machine. That's probably the machine was 40-year-old, but I had ordered some of the parts like the stepper motor and the worm gearbox from the website. The link will be there in the description. However, I could not find a matching coupling, so I had to make one. Now as you can see here, all these lines are marked at a difference of 5 degrees each. I'm using a digital PWM controller. This is mainly a PWM signal generator. and this is the finished platform. The drive is a very makeshift drive. I just wanted to have that so that we do not miss the opportunity about the visual observation. Now this is the controller. I mainly wanted to make this hand controller because sometimes if you put all the switches in the body of the equatorial platform and you are trying to align everything, and you need to bend down, and by the time you start it, the object would have already shifted from the field of view. That's why the hand controller is very, very handy, that as soon as you bring the object within the field of view or you center it, you can immediately start the tracking. Doing the final connections for the first light. It did had this typical noise which was mainly coming from the worm gear. A time lapse of the working, very fine for visual, but not at all good for any kind of photography. Aligning the platform, leveling, east-west leveling and north-south leveling.
It's time that we put out the fire.
Now aligning the platform with Polaris, checking the level again. Now do note that in case you are using the mobile compass, the setting of the compass must be for true north and not magnetic north.
And I know you don't care, oh, what we had was a bliss, but it's falling to bits, all in business. Our time is up, we both know it shouldn't have to hurt this much. I don't want it to see you, but we've lost it, time to give up.
So here's the tracking on and with the tracking off.
My heart can't take it any longer. This careless love is getting old.
As the drive was not very accurate, when I shifted this platform to Bangalore, which is at a much lower latitude, I was having added trouble in terms of tracking. That's why I redesigned the drive. But here, unlike my native place, I did had access to precise machine like drilling, milling, lathe, wire cut, EDM, etc. And the whole drive eventually turned out to be very good. I used a ball lead screw basically, which is very accurate. And once this is fully assembled, I'll fix it onto my equatorial platform and replace the drive that I had made earlier.
Time to give it up. So much for this love. Wanted it too much, yeah, we wanted it too much.
Now doing all the markings for fixing it. Now one point to note over here, many of you will think that this is more of a linear drive and it will not give me tracking at the same rate as the rotation. Yes, I agree to the point, but I will cover this point in the next episode where I will check the accuracy. Yes, there is a deviation, but I feel it is to an acceptable level. Now in this drive, I have used a NEMA 17 stepper motor with a 100:1 reduction gear. Though there are some disadvantages like resetting the platform, I will have to put the mechanism on reverse drive. However, as this is a positive drive, there is no slippage. I can actually use this equatorial platform for any other Dobsonians without feeling the need of a dedicated equatorial platform which is matched to the center of gravity. That's the advantage of this positive drive. The major preference of the drive is the slip drive, which is very good where you have a conical knot bearing or you have a vertical knot segment VNS bearings. Now let's fix the joints onto the top plate. And this is the completed equatorial platform. However, as I had told multiple times, this was manufactured when I was at 24° north and now at present is being used at 12.9° north. So I had to really tilt it up to align the platform to the Polaris. Now I have used this very effectively for photographing planets and did attempt to capture Andromeda as well. I'll show you some of the pictures taken using this equatorial platform in this video. Here you can see my 8-inch GSO Dobsonian with a QHI camera mounted on to the equatorial platform tracking Saturn. Now once you stack these images, it turned out to be pretty nice. Here you can see Venus, and Saturn.
So we are almost coming to the end of this video series. I hope in today's video you got some ideas about how to manufacture the Equatorial platform. When I made this Equatorial platform, I did not have access to this advanced manufacturing machines like CNC, and that's why the Equatorial platform that I had made earlier and that I had shown you in today's video was with majorly hand tools, and that's why it was not that accurate. So in next episode, I will show you how accurate my Equatorial platform is, and we will also look at some of the additional features that I had built into that particular Equatorial platform. Keep watching, like, share, comment. Clear skies. Bye bye.